Good afternoon and thanks for joining us this Wednesday. I'm Mackailyn Johnson. Here's a look at some of the top stories we're following today. Now at noon, a former White House aide makes stunning testimony regarding the actions of former President Donald Trump during the latest January 6th hearing. We have the story in 2 minutes. And the FDA has approved a new treatment for the hair loss disorder alopecia. More on the life-changing research that made the drug possible just ahead. Plus, something for the movie buffs. We have the very latest on must-see movies coming to a screen near you. But first, we're joined with meteorologist Nathan Scott. And you know, I feel like we're not as hot as we were a few weeks ago or just a week ago, but what are we seeing going into the rest of this week?
Well, first of all, welcome back, Mackailyn, from your journey down south. And today we've got some nice weather once again. Wall-to-wall sunshine in effect across the natural state. Temperatures warming up into the low to mid 80s now. This is a couple degrees warmer than what we saw this time yesterday. You see the 24-hour temperature difference, much warmer in North Arkansas, about 9 degrees warmer in Harrison. But here's the key, the dew points, the humidity. It is still very comfortable for this time of year with those dew points into the 50s. You notice the blues and purples. That's where that soupy air is waiting, and it will be moving from Mississippi into Arkansas as early as tomorrow. So enjoy today. We will see the numbers warm up to the upper 80s to lower 90s. But take a look at your rain chances. We're dry today, and then as that moisture begins to return, a 20% chance there could be a pop-up shower storm on Thursday. That chance of showers and storms, though, will be going up for the 4th of July holiday weekend. I'll have more on that forecast coming up.
Thanks, Nathan. A former White House aide dropped several bombshells at the 6th round of congressional hearings on January 6th about former President Trump lashing out as he tried to join the crowd on its way to the Capitol. Naomi Ruckham reports from New York.
In dramatic testimony, former White House aide Cassidy Hutchinson described an alleged altercation in the presidential limo on January 6th, as told to her by another White House staffer. She says President Trump's chief Secret Service agent Bobby Engel refused to bring him to the U.S. Capitol just after he directed a crowd of his supporters there.
The president reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel. Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, "Sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel." Mr. Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel.
The House Select Committee also played Hutchinson's videotaped testimony when she recalled a conversation with her boss, Trump White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows.
The riders are getting really close. Have you talked to the president? He said, no, he wants to be alone right now.
She also testified that White House counsel Pat Cipollone approached Meadows about trying to stop the violence.
I remember Pat saying something to the effect of, "Mark, we need to do something more. They're literally calling for the vice president to be effing hung." And Mark had responded something to the effect of, "You heard him, Pat. He thinks Mike deserves it."
Hutchinson said she understood that President Trump knew his supporters were armed, but that he wanted the metal detectors removed because they would reduce the size of his White House ellipse crowd.
I overheard the president say something to the effect of, I don't effing care that they have weapons. They're not here to hurt me. Take the effing mags away.
Former President Trump responded to the hearing, saying Hutchinson was giving a fake story and that he hardly knew her. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
A source close to the Secret Service confirmed to CBS News that the agent and the driver are prepared to testify under oath that neither man was physically attacked or assaulted by Trump and that the former president never lunged for the steering wheel of the vehicle. The Secret Service released an official statement saying it intends to respond to Hutchinson's testimony. And today, U.S. Secretary of Labor Marty Walsh is in Little Rock talking workforce and the economy. This morning, Mayor Frank Scott Jr. and the Little Rock Chamber came together at Philander Smith College for a roundtable discussion. The secretary's visit builds off of the Department of Labor's Good Jobs Initiative, which is the Biden administration's effort to improve job quality. This initiative aims to provide critical information to workers, employers, and government entities, create access to good union jobs, free from discrimination and harassment for all workers and those seeking a job. Secretary Walsh announced a department grant to support the re-entry and training of formerly incarcerated people into the workforce. We're told this grant will improve coordination between key partners in the re-entry process. Now in a THV 11 update, police investigators are trying to figure out how a loaded gun got inside North Little Rock High School. We first told you the gun was found Tuesday morning inside a desk while summer school was in session. A school resource officer found the weapon and immediately secured it and called police. This is according to a spokesperson. The school never went on lockdown. And the police dog hurt in Sunday's shooting in North Little Rock is now recovering safely at home. Canine Officer Racky was released from a vet hospital yesterday. Members of the department gathered to wish him well as he heads to an early retirement. Racky suffered a bad leg injury, which will need treatment over the next few months. His human partner was also shot, but injuries are mild. The officer returned fire, killing 66-year-old Arlen Bates during an hours-long standoff. Well, the U.S. Postal Service is warning us about a rise in mail thefts, but instead of going after packages, thieves are looking somewhere else. THV 11's Sarah Herbakowitz shares what we're seeing in Arkansas and what can be done if it happens to you.
Janie Calhoun is getting ready for a party.
I'm giving my dad a 95th birthday party, and I ordered custom invitations.
The only problem is no one actually got invited.
I found out that no one had gotten theirs. After almost a week, I decided no one was probably going to get them.
When the invitations didn't arrive and her neighbor's mail never made it either, they'd realize it's probably been stolen. It's a federal crime and something the USPS takes seriously. In a statement to THV 11 today, the Little Rock office for the U.S. Postal Inspection Service said that while they work to provide security, they regrettably do receive reports of mail theft incidents and that they're working with federal and local law enforcement partners to investigate the crimes and bring the offenders to justice. Little Rock police say they've also seen reports of mail theft following what they say is a nationwide trend.
Well, I never dreamed that this would happen. I never dreamed that the whole 30 invitations would be stolen.
But USPS recommends some ways to try and keep your mail safe, like don't deposit mail in collection boxes after the last posted pickup time, pick up your mail promptly, and don't send cash.
You think the post office is going to be a safe place to conduct your business, so as it turns out, it's not anymore always.
If you do have an issue with missing mail, you can always contact postal inspectors or your local police. And while Janie Calhoun plans on doing just that, for now, she's busy getting RSVPs.
Well, I had to call everybody and text everybody.
Because even if her invitations were taken, the party is still on.
The party is next Sunday.
And are people invited?
Yeah, people are invited. They know they're invited, and I just took care of it.
Reporting in Little Rock, Sarah Herbakowitz for Wake Up Central.
Right now on thv-at-noon.com, you'll find information on how to contact USPS about missing mail. By the way, mail theft is a federal crime, punishable by up to 5 years in prison and $250,000 in fines. And in developing national news, the Federal Trade Commission is suing Walmart over its money transfer services. The agency alleges Walmart let scam artists who stole hundreds of millions of dollars from customers use their services. The suit accuses Walmart of failing to properly secure those services at its store for years. It also says Walmart didn't properly train employees and failed to alert customers to the scams. The FTC is asking the court to order Walmart to return money to consumers and impose civil penalties. Walmart called the lawsuit factually misguided and legally flawed. R&B star R. Kelly will learn his fate today in a New York courtroom. Kelly, born Robert Sylvester Kelly, was found guilty of racketeering and other charges last year during a weeks-long sex trafficking trial. U.S. District Judge Ann Donnelly is set to impose the sentence in federal court after hearing statements from victims and possibly Kelly himself. Prosecutors are recommending at least 25 years behind bars. Well, 4th of July celebrations are known for fireworks, big and small, but there's an alarming uptick in fireworks-related injuries, landing thousands of Americans in the hospital. Dina Demetrius has some important tips to keep your outdoor celebrations safe.
This is what can happen when fireworks are misused. The Consumer Product Safety Commission is reminding Americans to play it safe this Independence Day. A new CPSC report shows fireworks-related injuries are up 25% over the past 15 years. Last year, there were at least 9 deaths and an estimated 11,500 emergency room visits. Those numbers are down from a peak in 2020.
The overall trend is still high. We want to make sure that people understand that fireworks are explosives. They are dangerous.
Just last week, a 14-year-old in the Seattle area lost one hand and injured the other while playing with fireworks. The CPSC warns fireworks aren't for children, even sparklers.
They burn at about 2,000 degrees, so it's like handing a blowtorch to a child.
During the height of the pandemic, many cities canceled holiday fireworks and more consumers put on their own backyard shows. But this July 4th, public pyrotechnics, like here at Pasadena's Rose Bowl, are much easier to find.
Experts say attending a professional display is the safer way to celebrate. If you do plan to use fireworks at home, remember the acronym WOW. W for water, have it handy to douse fires. O for one at a time, never light off multiple fireworks. W for walk away once it's lit. And never make or use illegal fireworks.
The fuse burns way too quickly or has too large a load in it, which can make the explosion much bigger than you think.
This year, July 4th falls on a Monday, extending the opportunity for celebration and potential mishaps. Dina Demetrius, CBS News, Pasadena, California.
And a reminder to make sure fireworks are legal in your location and only purchase and set off those labeled for consumer use. Now, if you suffer from alopecia, new treatment options are on the way. The details in just 5 minutes. Nathan?
Well, we've got lots of blue sky out there. Look at that beautiful sky and all that visibility looking good. And that's because the humidity levels remain low. But the humidity, it's coming back with a vengeance, and it's going to feel much more muggy and soupier out there going to the weekend. That forecast next.